All right, here we go again, folks. Another video based on Ed Boon's tweets. How many times are we going to be doing these kinds of videos? Probably until the end of time. At this point, it should be its own genre of video. But actually, in all seriousness, we actually do have some things to talk about based on Ed Boon's tweets. Potentially some big things revealed from Ed Boon? I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out, but let's talk about it. So in the past few days, Ed Boon was basically doing an AMA on Twitter. People were asking him questions. He was asking people to ask him questions, and he was cherry-picking some questions that he was getting and answering them. And there are some things that are probably worth talking about. First and foremost, he was obviously getting a lot of questions asking him when's the next game, when's Mortal Kombat 12, and his response to those questions were basically, we got nothing to announce at this moment. It's not ready to be announced yet. Nothing really new being said there. He's been saying that for the past few months, but just in case you guys were wondering what his response was this time, it hasn't changed. Now on to the more interesting responses. The first one I wanted to go over was the fact that he said that the team is actually looking into crossplay and cross progression for their next game. We don't really know the content of the next game. We don't know how it's going to be with those kind of features, but if you've been following around the gaming scene, crossplay and cross progression is almost a norm at this point. So I feel like if those things were not included in Netherrealm's next big game, it would feel like it's lacking something, because gaming is getting at that point right now, for the better, for sure. But again, we don't really know what the next game is going to be, so this kind of question and this kind of talk is a little bit irrelevant, but it's nice to point out. The next one I wanted to show to you guys is maybe a case of me looking too much into it, but when Ed Boon was asked when Mortal Kombat 12 is going to be coming out, Ed Boon responds with, Mortal Kombat 11 was the best-selling Mortal Kombat. I would be surprised if we never did another one. Now, I picked this response from him because this is the same exact answer he gave when he was being asked about when Mortal Kombat 11 was going to be coming out during the Injustice 2 days. I remember when the Injustice 2 days were kind of coming to its end, a lot of people were asking him, gaming journalists were asking him when Mortal Kombat 11 was going to come out, or if the next game would be Mortal Kombat. His response was always, well, Mortal Kombat X was the best selling of all of them, so I would be surprised if I never did another one, or if we never did another one. So him saying that response again with the context of MK11 and MK12, to me, sort of seems like he's hinting that the next game is another Mortal Kombat. But I fully acknowledge I could be looking too much into this tweet, but I'm just gonna put it out there. Another interesting response from Ed Boon is when he was asked if there's going to be anything at the Game Awards, and he said, I cannot give a yes or no answer to that question. Now, this is a little bit of an interesting response from Ed Boon, because if you've been following the things he's been saying, sometimes he would just straight up and come out and debunk speculation about potential Mortal Kombat reveals at certain events. Recently, he came out and straight up said there will be nothing at EVO this year. But then when he's asked about if there's anything going to be at the Game Awards, he says, I can't give a yes or no answer to that question. So maybe that means that there could be something in store for the Game Awards this December. But again, can't know for sure because there's not a yes or no answer. And the last Ed Boon tweet I wanted to talk about is potentially a big one. This one is potentially huge. Ed Boon was asked, how's the new game coming along? Can't wait to see what you guys have in store this time. And Ed Boon responds with, good, but we've got more than one pot on the stove. Did Ed Boon just come out and say that they're working on 2 projects? Or is he just trolling around with his words and he's saying, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in game development? I have no idea, but wow, 2 projects coming from Netherrealm that we could be expecting. What could those 2 be? Well, I definitely think one of them has to be a new Mortal Kombat game or a new Mortal Kombat project of some kind. All signs really just point to that. Ed Boon talks about Mortal Kombat a lot on Twitter, and there's been rumors saying that another Mortal Kombat game is going to be coming from Netherrealm, and they're going to be skipping Injustice. But the other one could potentially be a Marvel game. We know Ed Boon has had discussions with Marvel about a Marvel fighting game. Ed Boon has come out and said that. And I believe last year or 2 years ago, there was this credible rumor that came out and said that Netherrealm was working on a Marvel game. And a few weeks ago, Ed Boon put out a poll asking us what we want Netherrealm's next game to be, and he put out the possibility of a Marvel game or a Marvel vs. DC game. Put the possibility of Injustice 3 there as well, but, you know, I don't think we're going to be getting Injustice. I really don't think Injustice is going to be the next game. Or hell, one of the next games at this point. So we'll have to see. I really don't know what we're going to be getting, but I definitely think at least one of them is going to be a new Mortal Kombat game. It just has to be. The other, Marvel vs. DC, Marvel game, I have no idea. We don't have much to work with, but there is something there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think the speculation is going to be fun for this one. Remember to join my Discord, link is down below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.